Hi, and welcome back to Rod and Reel UK. In today's episode, you join me in sunny South Devon, and today we're tying the small eye ray. The sun is shining, but will the fish be biting? That's an awful rhyme. But hey, enough of me blabbing, let's get on with some fishing. Today's session was very much a scorcher. I must have gone for about 2.5 litres of water just to walk down here. But never mind, we are in fact fishing, we're out on the rocks, and we're going to enjoy ourselves regardless. So just setting up the 2 standard beach casters, going to rig them up with the dongle rigs, fling them out of range, and fingers crossed, find ourselves a nice little ray. One thing to note, when you are fishing in really hot conditions, getting yourself a good quality little cool box really does go a long way, keeping that bait fresh. Pack it with some ice and insulate it with a bit of newspaper, really does help you. With the bait whipped on, it was just a case of adding water for that waiting game to begin. When you're fishing marks like this, the sun really can beat down, so wear plenty of sun cream and bring loads of water with you as you're going to need it. Some of the terrain on the open coast can be absolutely brutal on the feet. As you can see, what we're fishing over is currently just made of slate that's been worn away, but the ridge lines in it are brutal, and you've got to be really careful because this stuff can really cut you if you do fall over. So take extra care, get some appropriate footwear, and don't use flip-flops. I have seen people do it and it's ended up quite nasty. But yeah, just take care when you're walking around and don't take any unnecessary risks. Well, we're all set up, so it's just a case of just waiting for the bites now. Well, it's a bit of a dull patch. I'm gonna have some lunch, and today I got myself a Tesco's meal deal. Yes, the classic combination for fishermen around the country. So you got chicken bacon lettuce and prawn cocktail, polished off with a nice bit of Diet Coke. Let me know in the comments what you guys normally go for. For some reason, loads of people hate prawn cocktail flavour, but I love it. I really don't see what's so wrong with it. That's, yeah, the bait's been out there for some time, so we're just going to bring it in and see what we got. And shocker, had absolutely nothing, not even the sign of a crab. But never mind, eh? Today's session's very much a last minute, just go for it kind of day. I've just had a hunch that I might get something out on this mark. Weather's not looking too bad apart from the wind, you probably can tell from the recording. But yeah, it's an area of fairly clean ground out there, and it does attract in a few little rays from time to time. You get some nice small eyes down here too. The only way you're going to get them is by getting out. Apart from the walk, it's a nice little area, and you get a lot of spots like this in South Devon, but you need to be able to walk to them. What I like about it is you're by yourself and there's absolutely nobody here, apart from me making a lot of noise and talking to myself on the camera. But yeah, I'm going to keep plugging along, see what we can get, and fingers crossed, get a fish on camera. When you're heading out fishing by yourself, it's always really important to let somebody know where you're going to. If it's a boss at home, just somebody, because at the end of the day, if something does go wrong and you haven't told anybody yet, you're not going to get any help. Seems a bit trivial and you think, oh, it never happened to me, but you just never know, and it's always better to err on the side of caution and be sorry later. In an average year, HM Coast Guard have to respond to around 36,000 incidences, which is absolutely crazy. For fishermen like myself, they're their first port of call if anything ever does go wrong. So if you can minimise the risk of what you're doing, it really does save them a job, and also might save your life. We're approximately about an hour from low water now, and realistically I don't think we're going to get anything until that tide starts pushing back in, bringing any food with it. I'm hoping that we do get something. There's a long way down here to walk for nothing, but it is what it is with fishing at the end of the day, and sometimes you've got to try and have a few knocks on the way. But we'll give it a go and see if you get any more bites. Despite having caught nothing at this point of the day, it hadn't really bothered me too much. Low water is often a very special time to visit the coast, as it reveals a very different world to what you think. Here in the southwest, we're famous for having our kelp forests, which provide a really important habitat for many marine species. Out of the total UK coastal waters, 38% are covered by MPAs or marine protected areas, and yet, out of all of those, fewer than 1% have a protected status which protects them from heavy trawling and commercial construction. When you're out fishing, something unexpected happens, and yes, today I've somehow done that. I know exactly what I did. I actually tripped over my own tripod. Luckily I didn't get on film because I'd look like a right plonker, and yeah, it's resulted in me busting an eyelet. But if this ever happens to you, it's not the end of the world, and I'll show you how to repair it. All you gotta do is take that wrapping off. Just be very careful not to damage that carbon fibre. Take the old eyelet out, clean it up a little bit, and then you can put a new one on or reuse it, whip a new one on with a bit of resin, and job's done. You got yourself back in action. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's a bit annoying. I'm gonna take the eyelet off. I should still be able to use this rod for now, but realistically, I need to get it repaired. If you are a fellow numpty like me, don't worry, at some point soon there will be a video explaining how to do a repair like this in depth. Luckily, managed to bodge a bit of a repair and get the rod back in action for yet another cast. With evening fast approaching, my luck might change, as night time often brings fish a little bit closer to shore and feeding activity increases. Apologies for the overkill glasses, the glare's quite strong now. South Devon could be a really great place to fish. And it's also quite a cruel one as well. You can have absolutely superb days where you can't stop catching, but on other days you can be absolutely slow and you have nothing, and you honestly question if there's any fish in the sea. It's still fairly early on in the tide, so we're going to keep giving it a go and probably fish until early evening just before sunset and just see if we can get anything. My hope is once those bait fish are in, the predators will start chasing them, and hopefully the rays will come onto the little bits of sandbank that are out in front of us. Despite that tide turning, the same result occurred, with absolutely nothing to show for it. Not even a single bite, nor any signs of life. A lot of people always ask me, do you ever get bored of fishing? My honest answer is no, I don't. Yeah, you get the days where you don't catch anything, and you get the days that you can't stop catching, but fishing's more than that. It's a massive stress relief, and honestly, I think a lot of people really do need it these days. So much negativity out there, you focus on the news, you hear something down the street, you go to work, and you're surrounded by negativity. Fishing really does get rid of all of that, because when you're out here, all you're focusing on is catching the fish, and you're surrounded by absolutely stunning coastline. I think you really need it. It's like a medicine. But yeah, I'll never get bored of it, and it's just an absolutely fantastic hobby. It does drive you mad at times, but it's a different kind of stress. But anyway, the philosophical stuff aside, we still haven't had anything. We're probably going to blank, but you know what, it doesn't bother me. I'm actually really enjoying just being out in the sun, looking at nature, and that's all you can ask for, really. And finally, after what seemed to be absolutely days with nothing happening, I finally had my first signs of life. But it wouldn't come from a fish or a crustacean, it would actually come from a fellow fisherman. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's a small world, just down here in my lonesome. And look what I've bumped into. It's the Bass Mad.
Hi guys, how you doing?
If you're not checked out his channel, well worth a look. Has some great tips and some really good knowledge. So yeah, give him a shout and have a look. Well, that sun's setting and it's the last chance saloon now. Done my last cast every day. My phone's running out of battery. Don't really want to be out here with no signal and no phone, just in case something happens. So I'm gonna call it quits fairly soon. Will we get anything in a dying seconds? I really hope so. With that sun slowly dipping over the horizon, it was time to call it quits. As you can tell, I'm no longer by the water, and it is the end of the session. Unfortunately, we did blank, but at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me too much. It's been absolutely gorgeous just being out in the sun, and with sunset like this, you really can't complain. Can't wait to film the next one. We're up in Scotland doing a little bit of boat fishing and some short fishing. It's going to be a bit of a long drive to get there, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. If you like what you've seen in today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on our next adventure. If you like what you've seen, follow us on our Instagram for more adventures.